Hello friends, how are you? I think all are fine. I am back with the lesson The Age of Industrialization Grade 10 Part 3. Part 1 and Part 2 is already done. Those who are missing, they can see it in description box. I will be sharing that link. Let us start The Age of Industrialization Part 3. In this, we will see how the industrialization uh, uh, because of that colonization was happened and what was the impact of that in India. So what was happened in India, now we will be looking in detail. So first point is there that the age of Indian textile. So as we know, the cotton was the first good which was industrialized and which was the cause of the industrialization in all over the world. So cotton demand was very great in Britain and especially the Indian cotton. It was very good demand in all over the world in that time. So the variety of the good of India was very good and the people used to like it. So American and Persian merchant took a goods from Punjab. They used to take it from Punjab to Afghanistan, Eastern Persia and Central Asia. In same way, different port was used. Here we can see in this map. So from Punjab, it used to go for the countries here and the Persia, and from Surat, they used to go for the Gulf countries, and from the Machilipatnam, it used to go to the Bengal. So in this way, Hubli is the other name of the Bengal. So in this way, then all over the direction of the sea route was used, and here land ways was also used for doing this trade and business. So India's trade was very good. That means in that time. So a variety of Indian merchant and bankers were also involved in this network, and some of the export import activity was going on. So India was very happy in that during the starting period. So financing production they used to do. They used to carry good one place to another place, importing, exporting. Supply merchant links the port town to the inland region was happening. All the it was connected. So they gave the advances to the weavers and they used to tell them to produce more clothes so that they can export and import more. As the work was going on very well, the merchant was also encouraging the weavers to grow to do more and more production. So at the port, the big shippers and export merchant had broken who negotiated with the price, and also all these activities was just like a in a prosperous country it will happen. It was like that. By 1750s, the network controlled by the Indian merchant break down, and this power when it come to the hand of the European countries gradually they gained the power slowly, and they started taking off all these merchant activities under their hand into their hand. So first, how they did do this? So first, they was securing a variety of concession from the local court, like the government used to support them. And then slowly they got monopoly right on the trade that they only have to sell and purchase the goods slowly, as we have learned in the 8th and 9th class also how the merchant, how the Britishers came to the India and one by one all the power they took in that under their control. So export was also fell down, and whatever the financial activity in beginning I said that was very good. They all slowly, gradually it was declining. So financial and the early trade began drying up. So local bankers slowly bankrupt, they become bankrupt and there were a lot of loss for them. In last year of the 17th century, the gross value of trade that passed through Surat had 16 million rupees. It fell down to 3 million. You can imagine how much loss it was there. While the Surat and Hooghly decayed, the Bombay and Calcutta grew. So as I already told you that in the starting, from Surat they used to export, and in Hooghly the import export was there. Hooghly means present Calcutta or West Bengal areas. And later the Bombay and Calcutta grew up. This shift from the old port to new port. So this old port was now not so much busy, Instead of that, Bombay and Calcutta, more export and import is started. Trade to the new port came to the be controlled by the Europeans. This new port was totally under the control of the Europeans. And many old trading houses collapsed. Those who wanted to survive had to operate within the another network and all like that. The totally this power went into the hand of the Britishers. So now how did these changes affected the weavers of the Indian? So what happened to the weavers? So um, the East India Company, when full power they came into the hand of the 1760, as we know that Battle of Buxar was happened in 8th class we learned. There after that full power came in the hand of the Britishers. Then first to control what they did, they control the market. They wanted all import, export, everything should be their control, like that. So uh, they in starting they stopped the decline of the textile export from the India. They stopped. British cotton industries had not yet expanded, but this is the first step for them for the expansion. So before establishing the political power in Bengal, the Carnatic War was happened in 1760 and 77. East India Company they found a little bit difficult to export before that, but after the when the power they got, now it is in their hand. So the Dutch, Portuguese, and French already was there in India, as well as there were local traders was also there. They were having competition with them. So the weavers and supply merchant could bargain then that to whom how much they want to bargain. But in the letter back to London, the company official continuously complained their government that this power should be not there in the other hand. Indian market should be controlled by the Britain. They was forcing the government to create some such kind of law. So, however, once East India Company established the political power in the country, so these all rights was removed that they cannot bargain with anybody. They have to sell their product to British only. That is called monopoly right to trade. It proceeded to develop a system of management and control that would be eliminate competition. There will be no competition because the weavers have to sell their products to British only. So this French and Portuguese was these all they dominated them and their power was useless now. So full the cost control and how much supply, everything came into their hand. So supplies of cotton and silk good. So this through series of steps was taken to control this. Immediately, then one night it did not happen. It is a step-by-step thing. So first step, what they did, the company tried to eliminate the existing traders and broken the connection with the cloth traders and established a more direct control over the weavers. So they appointed the servant called the Gomastha. Gomastha was a servant and they was totally like business manager. Nowadays we will have middle business manager. They will be selling, purchasing and how much to produce, everything they will be seeing. So like that, one of the Gomastha, he was just like the supervisor for the weavers and he was totally controlling how the people are, what products should be there, how much production should be. Total control was there on them. Okay, so they was keeping an eye on them. So what was the first step taken to control the weavers? First step was that they eliminated the contact with the other traders. They now these weavers don't have contact with any other traders, and Gomasta is the supervisor, and he is deciding what they should, how much they should, weavers should work, and to whom they should sell, for what cost they should sell. Everything is under their control. Second, it is prevented company weavers from dealing with the other buyer. They stop them. They cannot deal with any other buyer. So they don't have any choice for bargaining. Okay. One way of doing this was through the system of advance. Once an order was placed, the weavers was given loan to purchase the raw material. They used to give them purchase the raw material and they used to say that you after finishing the good you have to sell to them only. With this condition they used to give them loan. So those who took the loan, they have to hand over the product to Gomasta. And and this Gomasta was having fixed price and there is no chance of bargaining. So as the loan flowed in and demand for the textile was expanding, the weavers was eagerly wanted to take more and more advance. The weaver was thinking that how much more advance we will take, that much more production we can do and more we can earn. So many weavers had small plots and they started working in that and they was continuously busy in weaving only. So and the produce from the took their family needs and all also now they're totally dependent on weaving. Now they had to lease out their land because when the weavers are not getting proper price and all, they have to lease their land. So weaving, in fact, required the labor of their entire family, children, they all together are working in the same process. And in this way, the weaver was totally dependent on the Gomasta. Soon, however, in many weaving villages, there was a report of clashes between the Gomasta. Sometimes they will not give money in time, or raw material is not proper, or this kind of argument and fighting was always common. Okay. Earlier, the supply merchant had very often lived within the weaving villages and had a close relationship with the weavers, looking after their needs, each other they should take care, okay, at the time of problem or crisis. But this new Gomasta was so much controlling them that all link also was broken. They acted like arrogantly like and marched into with the sepoy and sometimes the peons and they are beating them, punishing them when they are not doing working time. So the weaver lost, they cannot bargain, they don't have good relationship with outsiders, and like that, totally under the grip of the Britishers they came. So weavers' condition was they were there spoiling. So in many places in Carnatic and Bengal, the weaver deserted village and migrated, setting up the looms in other villages where they have some family, they had some family relationship. Some of them they started going to other places. Elsewhere, the weavers, along with the villages traders, revolted, opposing the company and officials. Over the time, many weavers began refusing loan. They understood that when they are taking the loan, they are totally under their grip and closing down their workshops and taking as a agricultural labor. So these weavers slowly, they were fed up with this whole system and they stopped it and they went for as a agricultural labor. So by the turn of the 19th century, they were facing a lot of problems in that time. Okay, so in this way, the weaver situation was becoming worse and worse. So this is all the process was happened. Next, the Manchesters came to India. In 1772, Henry Petullo, a company official, had a venture to say that the demand for the Indian textile could never reduce. Since no other nation producing goods in the same quality, so he appreciated that our country's goods was very good. Yet by the beginning of the 19th century, we see beginning of the long decline was happened in 1811 to 12. The peace good account 33% to 3% it went. We saw the reason that how the weavers was the Gomastas was trying to control them under very tight and they was fed up with that. Why this happened? What is the implication? What is the solution or what why it was happened? So let us see. As cotton industries developed in England, the industrial group began worrying about the import from the countries. Means when they are importing, the money of the England is coming to our country. Okay. So they pressurized the government to impose the import duties on the cotton textile so that they will get in less price. Manchester's good could be sold in Britain without facing any competition. That means if our countries, when they are in England, when they are importing our goods, Indian goods are imported to England, if the tax is the import duty is reduced, then its cost will be very less and they can sell it in more price. Like that, they can earn more profit. At the same time, industrialists persuaded the East India Company to sell the British manufactured in India market as well. So they also are encouraging the East India that the Britain goods should be sold into the India. So export of the British cotton good increased dramatically in the early 19th century. British good, British cotton increased in India. So at the end of the 18th century, there had been the virtually no import of good peas into India. But in 1850, the peas good constituted 30% of the value. Okay, so within the 20 years, 31%, then by 1870, 50%. So like that, when the cotton goods are started importing to India, the Indian weavers faced the problem for competing with them, and that was also one cause for declining of them. The cotton weavers of India thus faced two problems. One, their export market was collapsed, and the local market was also shrink because now they stopped buying for our goods to England. Same time, Indian also stopped buying because the import of the good was very cheap, which was brought from the England to India. It was very cheap. So in Indian market is also they lost. So in this way, the main reason for the weavers, the main reason is that the weavers was declining. Their fully dissolution was happened. By the 1860, weavers faced one more problem, and they could not get sufficient supply of raw material of good quality. When the America Civil War was broken and the cotton supply from the US was cut off, the Britain turned to India. As the raw cotton exported from India increased, the price of raw cotton shot up. So weavers in India were starved of supply of forced to buy the raw cotton at exorbitant prices. In this situation, the weavers could not pay. So what was happening as the raw material of India was demanded, the Britain and US started buying these all. Indian weavers was not getting that raw material. So what was another reason? First reason was there that our ready-made, our goods was not exported to England. Second, whatever the good was imported from England to India, it was in cheap prices. So Indian market, they lost. Next, the raw cotton demand was increased in US and Britain. So these raw cotton was sold by Indian farmers to the US and Britain. In this way, what happened? Our Indian weavers was not getting the good quality of raw material. So when the raw material is not there, automatically production is also not there. Then by the end of the 19th century, weavers and other craft people faced yet another problem. That is, factories in India began to produce, flooding the market with the machine goods. So how the weaver could now survive? Okay, so one after one they are facing problem. The third problem, fourth problem is there that new machine has come, and now because of these new machines, and they could not buy these latest technology machines, and in this way they was declined. So this is all about the weavers problems. Definitely one of the question will be there from this lesson. What was the weavers problem during the British period? What was the reason of decline? Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you liked. Please subscribe it. Thank you.